Guys, so hope you're doing good. In this video, I want to specifically talk about like a struggle, a pain that we have discovered within the end of November, right? It is actually something very important because like as a business owner, you are solving problems, right? And what we found out is that solving one problem is not enough, right? It's just not enough, right? So you need to make sure that you actually solve, like you have different chains within a business, right? You can solve the appointment setting problem, right? Appointment setting problem. You can solve the offer problem, right? And you can solve the service delivery problem. So you have like three main chains that needs to run consistently to actually produce this desired amount of results for your own business consistently, right? Because if this is not working, you will be inconsistent, right? It's all about dips, right? Ups and downs. So you figure out that you probably have a lot of ups and downs, right? The reason why you have that is because you are the decision maker, right? You are the decision maker in your business. The business is relying on yourself, right? If you are making this decision right now, it will affect this chain, right? So you have to figure out a way to actually get more people that make smaller decisions within your business, right? Because you can never handle this whole chain, right? This is like a system. This is your business, right? This whole structure is your business. So you need to figure out a way to actually stay consistent while working on this system, this chain, right? Like every chain needs to be optimized in order to produce the desired amount of results for the other chain, right? So what the problem is that let's say you enroll a lot of clients, right? What you need to figure out is, let's say you get a lot of traffic. November 1st, you get a lot of traffic. You get a lot of sales calls, right? You're probably maybe doing closing yourself at the beginning when you're at like 10, 15K. The worst fucking thing you can do, like especially traffic, if you don't have appointment setters and if you're making 5K plus and you don't have appointment setters, you're doing something wrong. Like you're just doing something wrong, right? Let's say you get a lot of traffic, you get a lot of sales calls, you close a lot of people for your offer because you can give them what they want and you're going to provide them with the solution that they need. It's a high ticket price, so you're going to provide a lot of value for them, right? So you surpass two chains, right? But then you just enroll 10 to 20 clients within November, right? You need to, like, it's new to you. So you need to figure out a way to actually systemize the onboarding process. You need to figure out a way so they can walk through your mechanism, walk through your process and actually all generate the desired amount of like results, right? You need to communicate with them on a daily basis to actually make sure that you hold them accountable, right? So what you're doing when you're at that moment, you're figuring out a way, you're actually solving a current pain that you face, right? That is what you do. So when you do that, that process costs time. And because you're the main decision maker within your business, all your time goes to that part, right? So let's say 20 clients enrolled in November, then you're never able to do that like in December as well, because you need to figure out a whole system for this process. Yes, let's say you're going to work on service delivery right now, right? So you did that for December, but then you didn't make, like maybe you got 2 clients in December, right? It's like you made like, let's say 20K revenue in November and then like 4K in December, right? That's weird because like it's not consistent, right? So you need to figure out a way to stay consistent, to actually optimize every single chain within the business so it runs consistent, right? And the only way to let those chains run consistently is by hiring people and building systems, right? The only way to build systems is by hiring people. So you need to hire people that will generate attention every single day. You're not capable of doing that, right? You have 24 hours in a day. Why does Jeff Bezos has like $1 billion company with the same amount of like time that you have in a day, right? That is the way to scale a business, guys. Why does Elon Musk is extremely rich, wealthy, and you don't, right? We all live like 80 years, so whatever, right? You need to figure out a way. You need to build a system and hire people in order to optimize every single chain, right? Because like everyone is solving, like if you have a business, you're solving a pain, but only solving one pain is not enough, right? Because if you solve this process, it will like produce like a lot of results, right? You will get a lot of clients. But if you never able to like have an amazing onboarding, have an amazing mechanism, and communicate well with your clients, giving them results as fast as possible, and let them walk through the same process every single time, and optimizing and refining that process over time, that will never work, right? Because this process probably doesn't work. So you need to invest a lot of time. You need to make different decisions so you're actually able to give them results, right? Because this is the most important part. But if you are reliant on that, if you don't have other people doing like the traffic and sales part for you, you're going to spend a lot of time doing this. So you're never able to do 400 outreaches every day, every single day. Never. Right? That's not possible. So let's say you're going to focus on improving this whole system, right? Actually building a process that people can walk through and generate desired outcome, right? You're going to like put time in doing that, right? So you're currently optimizing this current chain, right? You're optimizing that chain. But when that chain, when you focus on this chain, when you actually make decisions that are going to improve this chain, nothing happens here, right? So this chain is not optimized, right? And just this chain also not, right? So you need to figure out that this is going to be optimized. This chain is going to be optimized. And this chain is going to be optimized because it needs to connect with each other, right? Those chains need to connect with each other in order to produce this like a desired consistent outcome every single month for your business, right? If you don't have if you don't have appointment setters that are going to reach out to people every single day, if you don't get attention every single day, you will never produce the same amount of results every single month, right? Because like people don't know about you, right? You need to make sure you get hated, guys. Come on. Like if people don't hate you, you're probably doing something wrong because you're not figuring out a way to get a lot of attention, right? If you get attention but people don't hate you, make sure you do more outreach. Make sure, don't do 50 outreaches a day. That will not help, right? Oh, of course, like if you want like a lifestyle business, whatever, if you want to get to that 10K, it's fine. You know, you can maybe do 50 outreaches a day and will be fun, right? You can chill in Ibiza and I don't know, rent a boat, whatever, and like spend some time. But that's not your goal. Come on. Like your goal is to scale past 100K a month, right? But the way to do that is by actually optimizing every single chain, right? So let's say you get traffic, right? You have appointment setters. You actually solve this problem for a business, right? That is what we do. We solve the appointment setting problem for businesses. But what we actually have been discovering within our own business the last month was that why is it like inconsistent every month? Like why are we not producing the desired amount of results that we are willing to generate? The reason for that is because I was the guy making decisions based on every single chain. So when I was focused on a certain chain, that other chain didn't got any attention, right? So the only way to fix that is by hiring people. If there is a problem right now, like right now of appointment setters doing 400 outreaches every single day for me, right? Actually, Monday, we're going to hire a new VA doing that stuff as well, like doing the outreach, just hire a new appointment setter. So now we have consistent, like I get consistent attention every single day without my input, right? It will create the desired output without any of my input. The only thing that I didn't need to do now is not the actual work, but actually making sure that those people perform. So I don't need to make decisions anymore based on like the work that I need to do, but I need to make decisions based on the work that they need to do, right? And the only way to learn it to them is by giving them videos, right? I can invest my own time learning them the skill and all the stuff. Why don't I make a Loom video, right? When I'm doing the work and actually giving that Loom video to them, because like I need to make sure that I'm not the smartest guy in my business, to be honest. Like I'm not that smart, right? I just need to make the right decisions, right? And that is the whole point of actually structuring all those chains and actually optimizing them, because then you're going to build a whole system. And when you have a system, you have a business, right? Because like a business is a system, right? So that is what I actually solved, right? Right now, let's say when there's a problem with the traffic they have, right? My VA don't need to reach out to me directly. They can reach out to like the setter manager, right? And maybe he knows how to solve it. When the setter manager don't know how to solve it, he can reach out to like the operational manager, right? When he doesn't know how to solve it, then I'm gonna give attention to this chain, right? And I'm gonna try to fix that problem. People are smart. There are a lot of different like steps. Like a lot of people are in between the problem. So when people are knocking on my door, like, you know, Nick, this is a problem, it will probably be a real problem, right? Because the operational manager was not able to fix it, the manager said or not, and the VA was not able to fix it, right? So it's probably a big problem then. So I need to give attention to this chain a lot. But that's fine, right? That's not a problem, because like I have other people in place, like I have client success managers that take care of my clients, that communicate with them every single day, right? I have a mechanism in place, a system in place that will produce like the desired amount of results every single day for my clients. And I have an automated onboarding process that will give my clients an amazing experience. So I have time solving the problem that needs to be solved, right? I'm able to solve this problem right now. I'm able to give attention to this chain to refine and optimize it again. Does that make sense? And that is very important to actually understand, right? Because like these are all different parts within a business, and you actually need to make sure that you optimize every single part. And the only way to optimize every single part is to not be the one that needs to make the decisions right away on every single fucking part, because that's not possible, guys. That's the reason why you're currently making 20K in 1 month, and then the other month you make 4K, you probably make like 16K, then you make like 3K, whatever. The reason for that is because you didn't optimize every single chain. And if you try to optimize this chain, there will not be attention for this chain, so you actually need to go to that chain and optimize that again, and then there will not be any attention for this chain again, because like nobody's working on it, right? So that is the problem to solve it, right? If you have people in place for all those, like your offer is different, but let's say if you have people in place for your acquisition and you have people in place for your service delivery, those chains will get attention every single day, right? And people are able, like people in my company are smart. They're smarter than me. So they probably are able to solve the problem themselves. When it's a real big problem, they go to me, you know, like, Nick, there's a problem. What do we need to do? Right? And I can give that chain attention to actually optimize and refine it. And through that way, we were actually able to generate a good amount of results for our clients and for ourselves in December again. It's only 17 December. But the reason, like the actual thing that I figured out is that hiring people is so important, because you have a lot of different parts, like chains within a business, and they all need attention, right? So that is so important to actually understand and to actually walk through, because it like interconnects with every single component of your business, right? So I'm going to teach you how to solve the appointment setting problem. I'm going to teach you how to actually build a great offer, like value to price discrepancy, right? I'm going to tell you and solve the actual problem of how to deliver a service and give people like amazing results through the same mechanism, right? With a short, like in the shortest time frame possible, right? But I'm actually selling it as one solution, right? As one thing. But that's not like the actual thing. That's not actually what it is. Because like, if you're like, how do you say that? If you're able to solve a problem, like if you're able to solve a pain for someone else, that doesn't mean you're a great entrepreneur, right? Because you need to figure out a way to actually solve a problem. But when that problem gets solved, that doesn't mean the whole system will run and the whole business will actually produce your like desired amount of like outcome consistently, because it will work, right? It will work if you only get appointment setters. It will definitely work, right? For your first month. But we're not trying to get rich in 1 month, guys. We're trying to actually build a cash flow business that generates the desired amount of outcome every single month, over and over again. I don't care getting 30K a month every single month for a year, right? That's only 360K, right? That's not important. That's not like what you need to think of. You are willing to generate a system, build a system that is able to produce the desired amount of outcome years, whenever you're gonna die. It needs to continue, right? And that is what we're gonna build here. So let's say I'm gonna only solve the appointment setting problem for you. It will probably help within your first month because you got a lot of appointments, a lot of sales. The offer is good. The service delivery is good. Let's say the offer is good because people bought in, because you gave people what they want. You're going to provide them with the solution that they need. Like it's fair because you give them a fair high ticket price in order for the value that they generate. But then you need to figure out a way to actually sustain that growth, to actually give all the clients that you enrolled like a good amount of results. So you're going to be stuck here again, right? So that is the problem with like just solving one problem. You actually need to figure out a way to solve many different like things, right? And you actually have different steps in terms of like making decisions, right? You don't want to make decisions on every single fucking little thing. You want to make the most important decisions. And the way to do that is by hiring people and make sure you are gonna let other people make the decisions for you, like the basic decisions that doesn't really matter, right? So if you make the decisions right now, if you say like, okay, tomorrow morning, Monday, Sunday, I'm going to do outreach. Let's go. You know, instead of making the decision that you're going to do outreach, make the decision that you're going to hire someone and let them do that outreach for you, right? Very important to understand, because then you never ever have to worry about that topic again. What I said, when there's a problem, when the VA has a problem, he's going to reach out to my manager setter and he's going to fix it. When my manager setter is not able to fix that problem, operational manager, and then he comes to me. But when he comes to me, there's probably a real problem. So what I said, I'm able to get that chain attention because like all the other chains are optimized, are working, are getting refined every fucking single day because people are working on it, right? But if you do it yourself, it's impossible to scale past 20K a month, right? Of course it's possible, but you would work 80 hours a week, right? If you really want to produce a good amount of results for your clients, or you need to have like extremely high value, like you need to have 2 clients that pay you 50K, right? Of course you can get to 100K through that process. But most people have an offer of between 3 to 10K, right? So that is actually a process that you need to understand, right? Don't only solve one problem. Solve like what we do is we don't only solve one problem. We solve the whole structure, but as if it's like one thing, right? But what it actually is, it's actually like all different things, if that makes sense, right? And that is very important to get to understand. And most people are never able to take a step back and actually see your business from a drone perspective, because right now, when you are doing everything yourself and you're producing 10 to 20K, you will fall back to that 5K when you're going to hire people, right? Because it takes time and it actually takes effort. So you're only focused on the money, so you're never able to like take a step back and actually hire people so they can get you to 40K, right? And that is the the biggest problem that I see with most people. They are not willing to take a step back, right? They are not willing to give up some of the revenue to actually increase it the month or 2 months after, right? And that is a problem, guys, because it's your mindset, right? So that is something that you need to figure out yourself as well, right? Figure out a fucking way to hire the best people, hire people that are smarter, better than you, right? Because if you hire people that are not good in doing their job, you will still need to give that chain a lot of attention to actually produce the desired amount of outcome every single day. But if you have people that are better than you in doing this problem, you would probably never have to give this chain attention. Let's say you hire people for every single part of the process. You only need to make some few decisions, right? And that is actually very important. So what I want you to do is I want you to hire people, hire VAs, and let them do the fucking outreach for you. Or come join our program, because we're going to give you like appointment setters. We're going to give them shadow sessions, everything. We train them. We have a full course for them. We have roleplay conversation reviews every single day. And they're going to do like 400 to 500 outreaches for you. So send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested in that. But if you want to do it yourself, find them, guys. Go find VAs and let them get the attention every single day for you, okay? And through this process, I was actually able to produce a lot more results, but work less, right? Because I worked a lot when I was making 10K a month. I worked a lot, guys. I worked a lot, right? And right now, we're making a lot more money, but I work less. The only thing I do is like I make some content like this. I'm here sitting in my beautiful apartment and I'm making like content, right? I have some calls every single day with people. I communicate with my clients a lot because I like to do that. But I'm not smart. I'm not a hard worker, right? To be honest, like I was a hard worker when I was making 10K a month because I need to give attention to each chain every fucking single day. But right now, I have to make a few decisions to actually optimize those chains. And the further I grow, the more revenue we're gonna make each month, the bigger decisions I need to make, right? The more people I need to hire to actually let them do the work for me, right? And that is so fucking important to understand. And that is what I'm gonna, like what I told you guys about in this video, okay? And that is like a system, what I said, it's like a system. It's like connecting the chains together and making sure you are making decisions to actually let those chains produce the desired amount of results by hiring people, right? So what you actually do is you increase like the throughput of like a system. So you hire the VAs and you take a step back, right? And you see how that would run, right? So right now you're not making decisions based on, okay, it's Sunday, tomorrow morning, I need to do outreach. You're making the decision, okay, how did my VA do this? How I'm actually able to produce better results, right? So what you do is you just build it a sort of small system. You just connect to the chain. You actually optimize the chain. And right now you need to refine and optimize that chain, right? So you need to take a step back and actually see, actually after 2 weeks, hop on a call with your VA and tell like what was going wrong, what was going good, how we can optimize it to even produce better results, right? And do that for every single chain within your system. Right? So you're able to actually work on the business and have a beautiful business, right? Because it's all about building a system. It's not about working. Because if you need to give every single chain attention every single day, you're just working. You don't even have a business, right? So that is something that I want you to understand, right? Because guys, do you want to work a lot? Do you want to work your whole life? I don't think so, right? You want to have like a beautiful business that produces like cash flow. You want to go for an amazing travel like twice a week. Twice a week would be a lot, but twice a year, whatever. Maybe 10 times a year, right? But if you want to get the decision, if you want to have the decision to go travel twice a year or 10 times a year, you need to make sure to hire people that can do the tasks for you, because you're still working if you don't have people like actually, if you don't have people working for you, right? You're never able to go on a trip because you need to give every single chain attention. So that is very important to understand. You want to build like a system, you want to build a business, and you need to be happy at the same time. But you're never happy if you don't have a system, right? If you're just working, right? So guys, I hope this video was very valuable, and I really hope that you guys got a lot of important information out of this, because this is something that is so extremely important to understand. And it's not all about only solving one problem. It's solving about more problems, right? Any way to actually do this is by communicating all this stuff to your members, right? Communicate the value that you have to the market. Communicate the value that you have to your team. Communicate this, because that is what it's all about. It's all about communicating, because if you're able to communicate things on a different level, you're able to make decisions, right? Because if you are never able to communicate, you are never even able to delegate stuff, right? So when you found out how to communicate and bring value to the market, bring value to your team members, you're able to delegate that part. So you're able to spend a lot less time on that chain, but produce the same amount of results, right? If you want our help, if you really want to build an amazing business, if you want to have the choice to go on a trip twice a year or 10 times a year, hit me up on Instagram. We're going to help you. And it was a little bit like a longer video, but I just wanted to explain this, guys, okay? So I appreciate your time, and shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to know more. I go to bed now, guys. I'm tired. So see you later, okay?